Hello, this is Jack from Fluency.com. Welcome to this live stream. I'm back in the office. So, a few things have changed recently. I've been very busy with family life, so I haven't been able to make many new videos. But I'm here live now on YouTube, and hopefully a lot of you are going to join. Now, if you are new here, know that I teach English through YouTube and through my program. But a good place to start is to get my book, The 5-Step Plan for English Fluency. And there is a link to that in the description. So you'll be able to download that book for free. Okay, lots of people are joining. Oh, it's good to see everybody here. It's very, very good to see everybody here. Got 37 people currently live. We've got Mary Carmen, Malia, Homera. Just come say hi in the chat. Now, I do have some updates today as well. Things that I'm going to change, some things that I have introduced to the channel as well. And that is what this is about. Join, ? Because I've just recently turned on, and let me find the link to it, memberships. Okay, now membership is a way for you to support the channel. I'll leave a link in the live chat and also in the description and comment section after this. But this is a way for you to support the channel. Now, if you join, then you're going to get a little badge to say that you're a member. And this is going to allow me to help people who are members when they leave comments. There's also a second option to Fluency Plus, where you'll be able to join as that member and get access to my new videos before everyone else. And these are called something called perks. Okay, perks. And this just means things that you get, perks of becoming a member. And over time, I'm going to add more perks to these memberships. But yeah, this is just a great way for you to support the channel and to get some bonus content. So hello, everybody who is joining. I am looking at the comments here. Now, I just want to start off with a resource that I think is really useful. And it's this. I'll just move myself over a little bit. It is Wikipedia, but simple Wikipedia. So can you see the URL at the top? It's a simple.m.wikipedia.org. If you just search for simple Wikipedia, you'll be able to find it. But I quite like this. It is very simple. It is very simple. And if we go to the home page, it says we use simple English words and grammar here. The Simple English Wikipedia is for everyone. That includes children and adults who are learning English. So this is a resource for you if you want to read about things in English, but normal Wikipedia is a little bit complicated. Now, just to let you know, I use Wikipedia a lot, but I do find it a little bit boring and a little bit difficult to get to the actual thing that people are talking about, okay? Because sometimes it can be too wordy. But I'm just going to read this, and I chose Preston. And if you don't know where I'm from, I am from Preston, Lancashire, which is in England. Now, Preston, it says, is a city in northwest England, which is a county town of Lancashire. It is near the River Ribble. It became a city in 2002. This was the 50th year of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. So yet in her Jubilee year, Queen Elizabeth made Preston a city. Now, a couple of things I do want to say. Preston Guild is held in Preston. Now, Preston Guild is such a unique festival. When I was teaching in Spain, people asked me, are there festivals in the UK or in Preston? And I couldn't think of anything specific. And then I remembered Preston Guild. which is a festival that's held every 20 years. The last one was in 2012. So we have another 12 years until the next one. Now, I went to the one in 1992. I was 10 years old and I participated in this a lot. So I really had a fun time in this Preston Guild. I was only 10, but it was a lot of fun. And it's a festival that just celebrates Preston, basically. There used to be guilds in every city, I think, and it was based on the medieval guilds where people from butchers and workshops, candlestick makers, all those different types of trades celebrated and came together in order to sell products and just to showcase what they do. But Preston decided to keep this going every 20 years. Now, this is my favourite thing. The football team in Preston is Preston North End FC, which plays at Deepdale. They were the first team to be English football champions. I'm so proud of this, that Preston were the first team to be English football champions. Okay, I just wanted to share that resource. I think it's really useful. If you want to learn about something in English, I'm trying to think about where I can put my tea bag. 1 second, I'm going to put it in the trash can. I'll be right back. I don't want to burn myself over here. There we go. Oh, all right. So, let's go to the chat. Here we are. Is your wife joining you today? No, she's not. She is currently looking after our children. When our children go back to school, we talked about it this morning, we're going to go live and do conversation lessons live here in the office. Maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. It just depends on our schedules, but it's something that we definitely want to do. Does anyone know if this live video will be up on this channel? Yeah, it'll be on the channel later. Now, in the future, what I think I'm going to do is go live, but then keep it unlisted. So you'll need the link in order to watch it, or you need to be able to watch it live. Hi Jack, how old are you and how many years have you been teaching? I am, actually everybody in the chat, guess how old I am. You have to guess. Some of you already know, or you have a good idea, but guess how old I am. It's a good cup of tea, that. I really like something called Earl Grey at the moment. It's a very good tea. I stopped drinking coffee nearly 2 weeks ago. And oh my goodness me, I was drinking far too much coffee. I know I talk about coffee in my videos and give examples like I'm addicted to coffee, but I was addicted to coffee, or I had a high dependency on coffee. And I stopped drinking it nearly 22 weeks ago nearly. I'm just looking at wow. There's a lot of different ages coming in. But I stopped drinking it 2 weeks ago, and I just felt so tired. I've just had no energy. But little by little, I'm starting to feel better. All right, so people think I am 32, 35, 35, 24, 30, 39, 40, 29, 41, 36, 28, 27, 29, 30, 31 and 40. No one's guessed it yet. I don't think so. $35, $30. Glanina Ronceros Aparicio. I will talk about it soon. My life in Spain. 35, 30, 38, 38, 25. Wow. 24 to 40. No one's guessed it yet. 21, 25, 42. How can I look 21 and also 42? It's quite strange. No one's guessed it. You're close. Some of you are close. No, Not 38, not 36. It's a little clue. A little clue. What is the question? I just typed my age. It's how old I am. How old do you think I am? I know you're 39. I'm not 39. 37, Juta. Yeah, that's right. I'm 37. 37 and 3/4, if you want to be specific. Well, that was interesting. Some wild guesses there. Okay. Somebody asked about me to talk about my time in Spain. Yeah, I'll go back to this scene. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And yeah, I lived in Spain for 2 years. Firstly in Bilbao and then in Valencia. Now, I was 24, I think. Maybe 25 when I moved to Spain. Yeah, 25. And then left around 27. I think that's right. But we had a blast in Spain. It was my wife and I lived there, firstly in Bilbao and then in Valencia. And we talk about it because our life has changed a lot. Now we live in America, in the US. But back then, we didn't have children and we just had our dog. And our life in Spain was great. I mainly taught in the first year business English at shipyards, a place where they built big ships in Bilbao. And I went to 2 shipyards. I remember the first one a little bit better. Now, some of my students just never came to class, but they were on this European scheme where the EU paid for the lessons, which meant that the people there didn't really care about it because they got free English lessons. Now, there's something about when something's free, if you join a course and it's free, you're less likely to continue or to complete the course because you haven't invested anything in it. So some of my students just never turned up. There were a couple of classes that turned up to most lessons, but if no one turned up, I just read a book or learned Spanish. This was before smartphones, so I didn't spend all my time on a smartphone. But our life in Spain was just fantastic. We had some good friends there. We taught, we met a lot of new people, and we just loved being outside and going for walks all the time, exploring the city, going to bars, going to restaurants. We didn't earn a lot of money, but we didn't have a lot of expenses. The rent was fairly cheap, especially in Valencia, and all we spent our money on was the rent and food and drinks. A little bit of public transport, but we walked a lot of places, so it was a much simpler time. A much simpler time. Ingrid is here. You're still a little boy. Right, let's have a look. Just trying to find some questions. Did you find it hard learning Spanish? I did. I found it very difficult at first. And then I started to use the methods that I teach. So I started to really use the LRRC method, listen, repeat, record and compare. I didn't record a lot, but I just listen, repeat to sentences. And it made a huge difference. And then I listened a lot. So I especially listened to the news at first. I found the news very easy to understand. And then as my level increased, I started to listen to other things too. So yeah, it was difficult at first, but after a while, it felt really good. Can you speak Spanish? I haven't spoken Spanish for a long time. But I'd love to be able to do a bit more of it, to spend a bit more time learning. Let's have a look. Do you love plants? I love plants so much. You have some plants behind you. I have them behind me, over here. Yeah, they're not real. They're fake plants. They're just there for show. I can't get real plants because I had to spend quite a bit of time out the office and they'd die. I won't be able to water them. But I do. I love gardening. I'm quite knowledgeable about plants and gardening. Do you speak Russian? Dacha. Da. Zapoy. I only know Zapoy because of an article I read. ¿Puedes hablar un poco de español para nosotros? Sí. Do you know that people in Bilbao had their own language? Yes, I do. Euskera or Basque. I wish I could remember some phrases. We learnt a little bit. My wife learned, what's this? And then she realised that she would have to understand all the different things in order to use that question. So, what Zorianak? That means congratulations or happy birthday or something. Where are you just now? I'm in North Carolina in my office. Now I'm hoping that the internet connection is fast enough. And I've asked my friend who owns this building to see if we can get faster internet so I can stream in HD. So yeah, I'm in the US. I like your longer hair before. A lot of people say this, or some people say it, but I much prefer the shorter hair. It's so much easier. So much easier. Hablas alemán? Not really. No. Auf die Sof. I used to learn a little bit, but I can't remember anything. Mein Handy. Do people say that? Have you ever seen Luke's English podcast? I know of it, but I don't know. I've not listened to much of it. But I know Luke's English podcast is quite popular, which is cool. I'm thinking about doing just more lessons where I talk about different topics and just allowing you to listen to stories, basically. But it does take quite a lot of preparation to do stuff like that. I might do it on history because I love learning about history. And then they say the best way to learn something is to teach it, because you only really know something if you're able to teach it or to, write stuff down. So I'm doing I love history. I love learning about history. I'm all over the place at the moment, like the Bronze Age, Tudor England, what else? Ancient Greece. So I think I need to focus on specific topics. Maybe I'll do Henry VIII, Jane Seymour to Mary, and then Elizabeth, because it's kind of interesting to me. Maybe you'll find it interesting too. Can you do a very Lancashire accent? I do it when I'm talking. I'm trying too hard, but I do it when I talk to my friends, usually on WhatsApp. So I'll call them on WhatsApp in the car, and then I'll turn into a Lancashire accent then. But Lancashire English is interesting because they don't use articles like the. We'll say catching bus, and I'll put this in the chat. That doesn't look right. Oh, there's a C missing. Catching bus, which means are you taking the bus, or are you catching the bus? But instead of are you and the, we just say catching bus. I read every morning and I learn a lot. That's cool. Which do you prefer, Chelsea or Arsenal? At this time, Chelsea, because they have a young team and a young manager, and they seem quite exciting. But generally, I don't like either team. Do you speak Portuguese? Brazil. I don't know if that's good or not. Not really. When I say not really, I don't. But learning Spanish, it allows you to understand Portuguese when you're reading it. I'm going to take that text off now. It's annoying me a little bit. Oh, that's better. Do you have WhatsApp English groups? I don't. I don't have WhatsApp English groups. My time's limited, and I've done a few things recently. I deleted Facebook off my phone because I was spending too much time on Facebook, and I don't really like it. So I ended up just deleting it. And then I am trying to spend more time off my phone. I don't even know where it is right now. But yeah, trying to spend more time off my phone. And I think it's going to help me. Could you give a schedule about your next streaming, please? Yeah, I will. I think it's going to be on Monday or Tuesday next week. I will do a schedule next time. I've just managed to get everything set up with my camera and then the microphone and then the computer. It took me 6 hours. It took me 6 hours to get everything connected. It just wasn't working. And it's one of those things where it's really annoying. We have to do lots of technical changes, and it's difficult, but I managed to do it. I want to say that you're the most charismatic teacher I've ever seen. Sometimes I watch my lessons and I think they're boring. Like, my voice seems boring. What I find though is when I go live, I'm much more natural. When I'm doing YouTube lessons, it's a little bit different because you can edit, you can retake or do another take, where if you say, for example, and we use the present perfect to talk about, so you can start again. And there's a different type of energy that you give. So I prefer going live. I might go live more often. Do Americans understand your accent? Some do. At first, some people find it difficult, but a lot of people do now. All my friends do. It does depend. If I'm a little bit tired and I'm not enunciating very clearly, then people don't understand me. Oh, people say not boring, which is good. It's good to know. I just watched some of my other videos, and sometimes I'm like, hi, this is Jack from phonetics.com, and welcome to this lesson where I'm going to talk about the difference between American and British English. And sometimes I find it boring to listen to. But more conversations. My wife and I are going to do more conversations, which I'm excited about doing. We have to wait until my children are in school. What do you think you'd be doing if you weren't teaching English? I'd probably be doing marketing, because I used to have a job in marketing where I was in charge of newspaper advertisements for quite a big company. And thinking about it, it was quite a big job at the time. I was 22, 23 when I started it, after training for it. So I think I would have just got back into a marketing job if I didn't teach English. It's quite funny thinking about what that would be like, if I just was in marketing instead. It's difficult to think about. How do people in the US react to your British accent? Well, where we live, people don't talk about it a lot. Where my wife went to university, though, people were quite shocked, or they responded very warmly to it. So, yeah, it was interesting. But people here, which is nice, so people here, they don't really make a big deal of it. They don't make a big fuss of it, which is cool, because then we can just connect as people, but I have a lot of friends here now, and they're all just used to it. There's no big things going on, or people don't really respond to it in a big way. I can't speak Arabic. I know a little bit of Persian. I know a phrase in Persian. Hi, is the pronunciation of Y in happy the same as E in keep? E, happy, keep, happy, happy, key, yep. Or I is in skirt. Yeah, it's keep. What you can do is just go to a dictionary, type both words in. In fact, I'll show you how to do it. I forget I'm sharing my screen. If we go to this one, go over here. Now, usually I use Cambridge Dictionary. And if I was looking at this, hop, because in the US it's hap.
Hop. Hop.
Hop. Hap. Hop. It's interesting. But anyway, let's go to keep. I hope I'm right now. So keep has that I sound.
Keep.
Oh, is it different? No, it's the same. Happy.
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 Happy. Happy. Happy. So yeah, it's the same vowel sound in there. The I sound. But that's what you can do. Go to cambridge.org or dictionary.cambridge.org or any dictionary, just on Google. Type in the two words and look at the IPA to see if they are the same or not. And then learn the sentences. Do you want this photograph back or can I keep it? Keep medicines in a locked cupboard. My uncle kept a little tobacconist in Gloucester. To keep pigs, goats, chickens. Goats. We might be getting goats. So that is that is a way you can do it. I don't like phonetics. So when it comes to phonetics, I don't like the IPA, or it doesn't excite me, let's say. And when I'm learning a new language, I don't really think about it too much. But it's good to listen to the sounds and try to make them and notice patterns with it as well. A lot of people, the majority of people, learn how to say things the right way without knowing anything about the IPA. I've not been to any Asian countries. Let's go on a map. Hopefully, let's go Apple Maps Asia. I'm just going to go to the world. I don't want to show you where I live, basically. So, if that makes sense. Here we go. I can change the screen. I don't want to show you my address, but let's go to the world. I'll just go to Asia. I'm going to share this in a second. All right. So let's get Asia and Europe. Now here's a trick, which I think is pretty cool. I can name every country in the world on a map. So if you say, what's that? I can say what it is. I need a little bit of practice to get there again, but I completed this about a month ago, where I memorized every country and where it is in the world. A fact about Kazakhstan, it's the largest landlocked country in the world, where it's not meeting a sea or an ocean, well, an ocean, basically, because that's the Black Sea, Caspian Sea. So it does meet that, but it's landlocked. As in, you can't go through the ocean. But anyway, when it comes to this, I'm from the United Kingdom. I've been to Spain, France, Germany, Belgium, Italy. That's it. Wow. It's not a lot of countries, is it? Been to France and Spain a lot. Lived in Spain. Spent a couple of weeks in Italy. Been to Germany 3 times, I think. And then, I've not been further east than, I guess, Germany. So, never been to Russia, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, China. Not been to any of those countries. So it's quite interesting. My wife just texts me. She always texts me in a live lesson. It's without fail. But anyway, let's go back to the chat. What's the difference between ought to and should? Not a big difference. Should is more common. You can use should for many situations for this. I think it's interesting. I think Antalya is the best city outside Europe. Is that in Turkey? Antalya. Yes. Yes. I'm so glad I guessed that right. Very cool. Very cool. Let's go back to the chat. By the way, just to help me out, click that like button, or the click the like button. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe as well. Soon, I'm going to go and do a bit of soccer practice. I didn't do a lot of exercise during a lockdown, and I need to get fit again. And this is a good question because somebody says, how to motivate yourself. Now, how to motivate yourself. This is a really big topic. It's like, how can you motivate yourself to do anything? I think it's important to get yourself excited about achieving something. So let's say it's to get 1,000 subscribers. Then you can say on YouTube, this is your goal. Then you can say, what will that do to my life? How will it change my life? For someone else, it might be, how can I lose 20 pounds in terms of weight, in terms of fat? And you can say, what will that do to change my life? So I think it's interesting to think about in those terms. And you can do it in English as well, to say, okay, what will having this level of English do to my life? And for me, that was a driving force behind me learning Spanish, because I wanted to be able to just chat to people without having that panic. And that was my motivation. Every time I had a bad conversation, I'd use it as motivation to study harder and to do more and to get excited about it. You have to get excited about it. It's excitement and enthusiasm. It's everything in order to achieve something. And I'm very big on goal setting. That's why I wrote the book, The 5-Step Plan for English Fluency. I talked about goals, think about your why. Why is it important? Set a goal, get excited about it, and then make it a routine so that you're doing things every day in order to achieve that goal. You have to want it. That's the key. So when it comes to getting fit, for me, I want to make it enjoyable. So I just go to the soccer field and kick a ball. I love it. There's nothing more I love. This is an exaggeration. I really love kicking a ball on a soccer field. Just going out there and going in between cones, kicking it, scoring a goal, doing keepy-uppies, doing all that kind of stuff. I find it so enjoyable that I'm excited about doing it. But also, I know that the more I do it, the better I get and the better I'm going to feel. So it's that motivation. It's massive motivation. So yeah, try and just get excited about it. Get really excited about it. Zor, those plants, they're fake. Fake plants. Fake plants. This is an air purifier. It's a bit loud. I don't know if you can hear that, but I have all of these acoustic panels and I don't think they're very good for you. So I brought the air purifier in, and hopefully that's going to help purify the air. I'm off on a tangent. What's the best place in Great Britain for you? What a good question. Let's have a look. And I've got all these. These are all my places where I like, or where I've been, or where my friends live. I use Google Maps a lot. But my favourite place in Great Britain, oh my goodness. I'd have to say probably the Lake District, which is here. Let's have a look at some pictures. Okay, can you see this? No. Now you can. So this is the Lake District. The biggest lake in the UK is very small compared to the US. I think like the lake, there's probably 3 lakes near me that are 5 times the size as the Lake District. But it's just a gorgeous terrain, and it's so much fun to go to. It's got a lot of history as well, and yeah, I love it. What is that? I don't even know. Tomorrow, anyway. But that looks amazing, doesn't it? But yeah, the Lake District is great. The Peak District is really nice as well. It's similar in a way to the Lake District. And then when it comes to cities, I don't really have a favourite city. I haven't been to a lot of places outside London. I've been to London a few times, but not Oxford, not Reading. Oh no, I have been to Reading, but not Oxford or Cambridge. I didn't realise they're so far apart. I've not been to Bath or Bristol. I've heard they're great places. I really like York, actually. York's fun. It's very historic. It was a big, I think it was the Roman capital in the north when it was divided. And then it was also a big place for Vikings too. So when the Vikings came over, York was a big place for them. Now, shall we see some photos of York? I've been a few times to York. They have some really good museums, but just a lot of history there. And it's a smaller city, so it's more livable and manageable. And it's got these museums that I remember going to. It's just a really cool place. All right, go back to the chat. Actually, I'll just share a couple more things. Let's see. I went to university in Leeds, which is over here. Leeds is a big city. I wouldn't want to live in Leeds, mainly because I went to university there, and it's living there and going to university is just different experiences. But Leeds it's a beautiful city. It's very big in terms of the UK. Lots of history again. It's quite rough. What I mean by that is, if you go out at night in Leeds city centre, these photos aren't doing it justice, but if you go out at night in the city centre, it's rough. As in, there's lots of fights and scraps, and people are angry, and a lot of people looking for fights from my experience in Leeds. So it was a little bit rough. And I keep saying that, rough. I mean, a lot of places are. Preston was rough as well, growing up. But, yeah, York is great. Someone just said, hi, people. Someone, what is AMA? Ask me anything. It's an ask me anything. Someone says, why is the voice so weak? I'll turn up the volume a little bit. Is that better? And turn it up over here. Is that better for you? Let me know if it's too quiet. I'm just testing the decibels. Do you like scuba diving? We have a good offer for diving in Malta, Athens for your family. That's so sweet. I've been scuba diving a few times. I really like it. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been snorkeling a few times. I've never been scuba diving. But my favourite snorkeling place was in Colombia. It was just stunning. It was amazing. So, but it's been a long time since I was snorkeling. We tried to go snorkeling in Mexico at Christmas, but it was, I mean, I could do it, but it was the waves were too rough for the children. Have you ever seen the royal family in real life? No, I haven't. But my uncle has a few times, I think. He actually, so my uncle merged 2 universities in Manchester. And then the Queen came to visit. So he showed the Queen around the universities for the day. So he was, with the Queen. And I think I won't talk too much about it, but he's met a lot of people like that. My grandma loved the royal family. And she met the Queen and the Queen's mother and Princess Diane, I think, a few times. But no, I've never met anyone in the royal family. Someone says it's better to avoid rough cities. Have you ever visited Latin America? Yeah, I spent 6 months in Latin America, in Ecuador, Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Argentina, Chile, and Brazil. Loved it. Just loved it. I might share some photos of my trip there in another live lesson. How to stop translating in your head. Someone says drink with your right hand. Is that like a custom where you are? But I've made a video on how to stop translating in your head. There's a playlist. If you go to my channel after this, there's a playlist where it talks about how to think in English and natural English, how to speak English. Watch all those videos. There's about 6 of them. They're about 8 minutes long, and you'll get a lot from it. But yeah, I want to know about drinking in your right hand. Maria Belen Leticia is here from Argentina. Yeah, spent 2 months in Argentina. In Tucumán, Salta, Cafayate, where else? Buenos Aires, Patagonia, Bariloche, Mendoza, a lot of it. A lot of places. So much fun. Can you cook? Yeah. I'm a good cook. I'm a good chef. Well, I'm okay. I like to cook in what's called a pressure cooker, or what's it called? Instant Pot. It's very popular right now. Very easy, makes very good stews, especially in chilies. Then I like to make a lot of just simple meat, potatoes, vegetables. Why did you leave Spain? I left Spain because my wife and I wanted to live in an English-speaking country, or to move to either the UK or the US to start a family. So we decided to do that. How tall are you? Or what's your height? A better way to say it is how tall are you? All right, guess. Guess how tall I am. Let me just work out feet to inches. Oh, sorry, feet to meters, so I can understand what people are going to say. Let's just... Okay. All right, I think I'll understand that now. So it's time to guess how tall I am. You can say feet or you can say meters. Both I'm going to accept. It's 1:45 here in India. You are up late, Harry. You are up late. Do you miss your homeland and the friends that you left in the UK? I do. I do miss them. What's interesting, though, is... one second. Oh, there's an I'm going to read this story to you. A very interesting story. All right, Jesus, got it. 5'11". Yeah, which is, I think, about 180 centimeters. But yeah, 5'11". Do I miss the UK? I do. But I was talking to a friend yesterday, and he was saying that he's not seen anyone because of lockdown for a long time, and they don't meet up that often, and we chat a lot on WhatsApp. But yeah, I do miss the UK. The food in the UK is amazing. It's the best food in the world, without doubt. The cheese, the meat, the pickles, pub food. It's the best food in the world. But yeah, it's very tasty. But I do miss the UK a lot. We were going to go there in July, but our flights got cancelled. Now, there's an interesting article that I shared with my wife, and she she just said, "Do you know something I don't know?" Let's see if I can send it. Let's just say Guardian 2 wombs. Here it is. And then if I go over here, look at this story. It's from The Guardian. 1 in 50 million chance. Woman with 2 wombs carrying a twin in each. Kelly Fairhurst found out about uterus condition when she went for a 12-week scan. The case of a woman who discovered she had 2 wombs and was pregnant with a twin in each has been described as 1 in 50 million by doctors. So she's having 2 sets of twins. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, I'll let you read this article later, but my wife just texted me about it. It's quite incredible, isn't it? All right, if you're watching live, or if you're not, please press the like button. Please press the like button. What kind of tea are you drinking? It's Earl Grey. Let's see. Trader Joe's organic Earl Grey tea. It's delicious. It's very good. Earl Grey's my favourite tea at the moment. I have 2 kids. Wish says just the first time I saw you live. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? It has been a while. Hopefully the stream is going okay. It's saying it's dropping frames, which is a bit annoying, but hopefully it won't drop many other frames. Oh, what's the most enlightening book and experience with which you've ever read? Probably Civilization by Roger Osborne. It just narrated the history of the world in a way that was different and looked at things from different angles. I found it very, very interesting. So, yeah, check it out. How can I sound more British? I want to improve it. Yeah. Listen, repeat, record, compare. So listen to people speaking with a British accent, record yourself saying it, and then compare your version to the original, and then make changes, and just get lots and lots of repetition and practice. It's what you need to do. Please say hello, Alicia from Uzbekistan. Good to have you. Where are you from? The UK originally, Preston, but now I live in the US. Okay, I am going to call it a day, which is a great saying. I'm going to post this here for you to join the Fluency membership, where you can support the channel and get special badges in the chat, and also get access to other types of videos that I produce. So there should be a join button somewhere on my channel, but at the moment it's not showing on a mobile phone. But if you click that link, and I'll leave it in the description too, then you should be able to get access to that. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to go live again next week. I'm thinking about making a bit of a show at the moment where I do it maybe twice a week. Make some more videos. Now that my wife isn't working anymore, I can come to the office and do a lot more. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, if you found this useful, then please like and share it. And definitely check out the YouTube memberships here on YouTube. Okay, speak to you all soon. Bye-bye.